Hi, this is Michael Forrest with Leaving the Laptop, a series on live electronic music performance. In this first episode, I'm going to talk about why I don't like laptops in live music. The easiest way to play electronic music live is to hide behind a laptop. Here's what a chronically misleading performance looks like. The artist pretends to control the music, but really the only thing he did was press play, and that was 20 minutes ago. He's miming to a recording. This is nothing new in music, and you might go a long way before you get caught, but people won't be happy when they find out. Some things in music are harder to fake than others, but it's a good sign if the audience can tell the difference between the real thing and a joke. I'm interested in stripping away as much mystery as possible, so that electronic performers can connect with audiences on a more direct, human level. I've come to the conclusion that the laptop is the biggest barrier to making this connection. So let's start by profiling some different musical instruments in terms of how difficult they are to hide behind, with some weird diagrams I did. Imagine this is a drummer on a stage. We can see from the data that drummers have nowhere to hide. You can see exactly what they're doing from any angle. This puts them high on the trustworthiness scale and explains why people are so happy to lend them money. Next, we see a guitarist. Guitarists are also very open to scrutiny. In fact, we can see more of what they're doing than they can. Unlike drummers, they can rotate towards and away from different parts of the room. They can manipulate their visibility at will, which makes them pretty interesting. Keyboard players are a bit harder to read. If you're below or to the front, you're not going to see anything, but if you can get above or behind them, you can get a decent look. You'll often see keyboard players at 90 degrees to the stage, so that at least half the room can come and see what they're doing. They're using something a bit more complicated than a guitar or drum kit, so they are a bit harder to understand or make friends with. So now we can see scientific proof of why singers are the most popular member of the band. You can see everything they're doing. You can really put yourself in their shoes. They have unmatched control over their visibility. They can turn and move freely. They can move around the stage, the room, they can crouch, they can jump, they can tickle people. When singers hide, it's enigmatic, because we know that if we could see them, it would make sense. They really couldn't be more in control. This is the ultimate failing of the laptop performer. Nobody in the crowd can see anything they're doing, let alone judge whether they're any good at doing it. We're locked out, and even if we could see their screen, we'd probably still be none the wiser. Put another way, there are three kinds of instruments. The first kind faces outwards. It includes fun things like trumpets and guitars. The second kind faces upwards and usually feels a bit more complicated, but it's still accessible to motivated audience members. Our third kind, the laptop, faces away from the audience, completely disconnecting the performer from the crowd. His work is hidden, the countless edits and decisions now blandly regurgitated by an unwavering, heartless machine. So preoccupied with the complexities of programming this machine, the artist's playfulness has been displaced with an anxious panic over fussy technicalities. Is the machine correctly configured? Will it crackle and pop? Will the music go out of sync? Will it suddenly stop, demanding a reboot? The artist's role is reduced to that of a passive technician waiting on standby. We wind up the robot and watch as it stumbles about without any regard for its surroundings, forgetting that we have within ourselves computing power and software beyond any manufacturer's wildest dreams. So let's try leaving the laptop at home. Instead of programming the machine, let's try programming ourselves instead. I'll show you some of the ways I've found to play electronic music without a laptop, and I'll show you how some other artists do it too. I really believe there's a fork in the road here. The path of the laptop leads to elaborate but ever-changing hardware and software configurations. I've gone down this path before, but I came back wondering, would Miles Davis have ever mastered the trumpet if he was constantly adding in new features that made it a new instrument every day? The path without laptops forces creativity through limitation. It lets others see what we're doing more clearly and lets them try it for themselves. It slows down the mutations enough that we can really explore the possibilities of a single setup for a while. Although, there's always more. Thanks for watching. You can find me in the comments below or on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or wherever. Check the video description for links. I may even have a Patreon going by the time you see this, so come and find me there if you really want to help support the series. Or if you wanted to subscribe here, that'd be amazing too. This is Michael Forrest, Squares TV, saying thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.